Well, good day everybody, and welcome to my channel Simply Espresso, coming to you today from the northeast of Scotland. Right, so for today I've got another home roast for you guys. Today we're going to be roasting beans from Colombia, and this is El Diviso Nestor Pink Bourbon, and it's a natural process, and its altitude is at 1700 meters above sea level. Flavor notes suggest hints of pear, cognac, cotton candy, and jackfruit, and it's allegedly got a cup score of 87. I originally got these beans mainly because of the cognac description. I can't say I've really had that sort of flavor in the beans, and I'm always looking for a boozy espresso, like what I get from Kaffelogic Esperanza's beans. So I'm very intrigued to try this. As I said, my initial plan was to home roast some Ethiopian beans, but these came in today, and I'm just very intrigued just to give them a roast and see what we get. And today I'm going to be using two profiles. The first one we'll be trying is it's called D-Raost. Kudos to the original creator of this one, and I'm roasting it at a roasting level at 1.8. Second roast I'll be doing on this one is a ready to drink profile. The ready-to-drink profile, I've had some success with it. I think it's very good. It's a very good profile if you just want to test the beans out. You know, you don't really want to have to wait. I do find that it doesn't extract the best from the beans. However, as I said, it's good just to, it's just as good as an indicator of what of what flavor notes you could get from the beans. So yeah, we'll be doing the ready-to-drink profile with the second roast, and I'll more than likely speed up the roasting process, so this video is not going to be too long. Right, so let's just get onto the roasting then. So this is, as I said, it's the D-Raost profile, 1.8 roasting level, so light profile. So let's just start out the profile and see what we get. Okay guys, so that's the roast done. So what I'll do is I will take the beans out and we'll take a look at the beans and see how they've turned out. Had a little bit of difficulty identifying first crack there. There was some popping, but not as noticeable as I've had on all the other beans I've tried, so that was quite a lot quieter than I expected, which is why I didn't log first crack on that one. I wasn't 100% sure where it was there. In any case, learning process, guys. Anyway, so what we'll do next is just take a look at the beans and see what the D-Raost profile has given us. Right guys, so welcome back. And that's us up top now looking down at the roasted beans. I must say, I'm fairly happy with how these beans have turned out. There is a little bit of unevenness, little bits with a couple of the beans, a few of the beans, but overall, I'm fairly happy with how that one's turned out. I wasn't sure how it would turn out with me having difficulty determining first crack, but yeah, overall, I'm actually quite happy with that. It seems to have come out all right. Okay, so that's the D-Raost at 1.8 roasting level. And these beans, I am going to let them rest, I think, for at least 3 days. I think that would be a good idea, maybe even slightly longer, and then I'll test these beans out. And as you can see, here are the bag of beans, by the way, guys. As I said, Diviso Pink Bourbon, natural process. Alright, so that's the first roast done. As I said to you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a second roast now. I was going to do the ready to drink profile, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to be doing a cupping profile. So the idea is roast the beans and then try and cup them after a few hours, maybe this evening perhaps. So yeah, so anyway, I'll set up the beans and next we will take a look at the profile. Back in a second, guys. Right guys, so welcome back, and that's us ready to do our second roast. I've bagged up those beans that I've just roasted, so they're resting in one of these wee bags. As you can see there, Diviso Pink Bourbon D-Raost 1.8. And I must say, I'm quite happy with how the beans have turned out, or how they look. I will say, smelling the roasted beans, it reminds me and smells to me of Stilton blue cheese. Is that cheesy sort of smell to it, but definitely blue Stilton for some reason. Anyway, fun little fact. So, as I said, this is now the second roast we're going to try. 1.8 roasting level, so the same as on our last roast. However, this is using the cupping profile. My understanding is that you roast the beans and then you basically get to try it later on. So the idea is, what I'm going to do is just roast these ones, and then just as a test, it's purely a test, just see how it tastes after a few hours. Okay, so what we'll just is load up the profile and start the roasting. Okay guys, so that's the second roast done. So that was the cupping profile that we used. So what I'm going to do is just tip the beans out, and much like the first one, we'll just take a look at the beans and see how even the roast is. So back in a second guys. Okay guys, welcome back. That's just looking at the beans, and yeah, this one, in my opinion, a little bit uneven, perhaps a bit more unevenness to the beans than I got from the D-Raost profile. I'm still fairly happy with how the look of the beans are. As I said, just a little bit of unevenness there, more so than the first roast. The first roast did go, if you noticed, it got to a higher temperature. This one not so high, but as I said, same roasting level of 1.8. So as I said, this is the cupping profile, which is ideal for us to do a tasting a bit later. So anyway, that's the two roasts done, guys. So what I'll do here is just pause and have a few beers in the sun, I think. And then later on I'll come back and we'll do a taste of the cupping profile and see what we get with that. Okay, so back in a bit. Okay guys, so welcome back. This is now actually the next day. My plan was to do a tasting on the same day as I roasted the beans, but I got a bit sidetracked and ended up doing a rather large batch or roasting a rather large batch for my work colleagues. So I didn't get a chance to do a tasting. So we're going to do a tasting just now. And this is the tasting of the cupping profile that I used for the beans. And I must say, the whole beans smell really, really nice, and the ground beans just smell amazing. Getting floral notes. There's this funky, boozy element to them as well. Grape. Just lovely, lovely, intense smell that just fills the room. So just based on that alone, I'm very happy with the smell of the beans and the ground beans. I do think the beans will need some resting. So the D-Raost profile that I used, those beans will sit for a week at least, I think, just so I can get the best out of the beans. So this is just really just a quick test to see what sort of flavor notes we will experience with these beans. And it's been 24 hours since I roasted this one, so it'll be interesting to see what we get. It'll probably be a little bit underdeveloped, but we'll just have to wait and see what we get. So the aim, of course, is 18 grams, 36 grams out. I'm hoping for about 28 to 30 seconds. I have the niche, or dial the niche, set at 5.5. So quite fine, actually. Right, let's just get on to the shot and see what we get with this one. Right, so that's a 27-second shot, 36.8 grams out. So just about what I'm looking at, or I'm aiming at. As you can see, there's a bit of crema forming there as well. Yeah, so what I'll do is just quickly pause here and just let the brew cool down ever so slightly, and then I'll do a taste. Back in a second. Right guys, that's the espresso sufficiently cooled. As you can see there, there's the D-Raost roast that I did there. Right, so let's just get onto the nose first. There's fruitiness. I'm picking up some grape. Dark chocolate. Most definitely on this one. Does smell very rich. All right, let's just see what it tastes like. Medium-bodied mouthfeel, very smooth and creamy. Grape. There's a boozy element there, definitely grape. Almost fizzes on the tongue almost. Big dark chocolate notes on this one. Now, I wouldn't suggest it's bitter. I know that when we talk about dark chocolate, we think of bitterness, but this is luxurious dark chocolate, in my opinion. A tad bitter, but not. It doesn't feel like the bitterness you get from an over-extracted shot or beans that have been roasted way too dark. I think this is just the nature of these beans. I know I get dark chocolate notes on Kaffelogic Esperanza's beans. Right, let's just try a second sip. That's a really thick mouthfeel. There's some citrus acidity. But there's good sweetness there too. This is really nice, guys. I think this is, compared to the Peruvian beans that I roasted, I think this is quite a step above. I'm getting lots and lots of flavor from this, and this is just 24 hours post roast. I can't wait to taste these beans a week from now, because I think they're just going to get better and better. That dark chocolate is just fantastic. It's really strong, but it wraps up everything in the cup, in my opinion, and just gives it, it's just delectable. It's lovely. I think these beans, are excellent alternative to Kaffelogic Esperanza. As much as I enjoy Kaffelogic Esperanza's beans, they are pricey. These ones are also pricey, but far less than Kaffelogic's beans. Man, that finish is just lingering. You're getting dark chocolate with red grapes. And there's some juiciness there as well. The acidity producing some juiciness. It's just salivation and everything. It's just a very rich, luxurious cup, in my opinion. I think these beans are great. These are from Green Coffee Collective. And yeah, these are the ones that I roasted for my workmates. If they're not happy with it, I'm not going to be impressed. But hey, it's all subjective, guys, anyway. It all comes down to what you enjoy and what your taste buds enjoy. And fruit, grape, boozy element. But it's that dark chocolate that just lingers, that is just lovely. Perhaps a tad underdeveloped. I think simply because the beans need more rest, so it does feel a little youthful, if I can call it that. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this batch, guys, and I've still got quite a lot of the greens left, so I'll no doubt be doing more batches of this. Okay, so anyway, guys, so that was the back-to-back roasts of the Colombian Diviso Nestor Pink Bourbon. And as I said, we did 2 roasts, one with a cupping profile, which I just tasted, and D-Raost at 1.8, which I'll taste in a week or so. I'm just going to let these beans rest, guys. I think they're just going to get better and better with time. Anyway, guys, really appreciate you watching. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated. But as always, guys, take care and have a fantastic day. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.